All right. Right. Hey, TikTok. YouTube's still going. How are we going today? Doing some more needle felting on the lion. So we've got the male lion today. Here he is. Might have to actually have a look at this one again. Oh, it should be all right. Down here. This one here. All right, so I'm just going to fix up this little armature piece. It's a bit loose. This one here. So pop it off. So I popped off the wrong one. That almost took my eye out. That almost took my eye out. Right. Anyone see that fly? Look at that armature fly. Anyway, how's everyone going? Welcome, welcome. If anybody is new here, I am an art doll artist and I make fake taxidermy pieces. Mainly like tabletop size things, but you don't use any animal products. And yeah, I've got working on about 7 dolls at the moment. So this one is the last one that I'm needle felting. This is the lion, male lion. So it'll be fun when I start putting all, the bits and pieces together. Sometimes this can be a bit fiddly. Excuse the guy outside next door mowing the lawn. All right, that's on. Oh, Oh, I didn't get it. Let's try that again. Hey, Rose, thank you so much for the likes. All right. So, yeah, I'm doing a male and a female line. That's like the last of the big cats that I've got to do. I've made all the other ones, but yeah, these big cats are like a little project that I've been doing. So most of them have been sold. I have 2 left, and then these lines will be available. This is like the trickiest little thing to get in. Gotcha. Did I? No, I didn't. Can't win. I was going to pop that off. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer. I'm just trying to tighten this little joint because it's a little bit loose. So sometimes they come like that from factory. I've been having a little bit of a problem with these this last round of dolls with them being loose. And I don't know why. It seems to be from factory. Of course it's around the wrong way. Just watch my struggle. We'll get it. This time. See? All right. That's better. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to be felting the rest of the legs and just bulking up the rest of the body. And then I can start sewing the rest. So I'm using polyfill to needle felt the body. And I think we should be good for the armature. Didn't take long for that restriction. That's cool. Anyway, thanks for the likes. So I'm just sort of building up the muscle tone of the male lion on the legs, and then I'll bulk out like the underbelly. They're quite low sagging, so I always got reference images up on my computer, and I can check, you know, the dimensions and everything's looking right. All right. little kitty friend here. Hey, Cosmic. How are you? You're good. That's good. It kicked you out? That's weird. I wonder why. Okay, building up this leg muscle. And the male lion's kind of chunky. So I'm going to make it a bit chunkier than the female. Probably your leg. Hey, Mellow. Let's just call you Mel. I'm good. Thank you so much. We've got the last thing to felt, which is the male line. And then all the bodies can be sewn together. Oh, thank you for the Father's Day thing. Alright. Thanks for the likes. Alright. This one. Trying to make this a bit tighter. Hey Michelle, how are you? Can't wait to see the finished project. Neither can I. I'm looking forward to doing all of them, actually. Probably, I don't know. Maybe the pooping cat. Maybe the pooping one. I'm kind of looking forward to doing like the Gila Monster skin. Getting all that together, doing all the colour, all the patterns. I kind of enjoyed painting the chameleon. So right now we're just mangling this one, mangling the armature. Look at there. You're doing well. You've tried felting, but don't know if I was doing it right. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it right. It's not like your traditional felting. I just sort of borrowed the technique to do the muscle tone. So I don't do it like in a traditional sense. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, I don't do it in like the traditional sense. Did I make the head and paws? Yeah, I sculpt everything basically. So yeah, I sculpt all my head pieces. And also my paws. I used to resin cast them after I sculpted them, but I'm just doing more rough one-off ones now. It looks right to me. Oh, very generous today. Thanks. Yeah, I enjoy sculpting. I'm a sculptor at heart. Oh, thanks. But yeah, I'm completely self-taught, so it's been a long road to get here. It's your birthday on the 17th of this month. Happy birthday. Are you having a party? Nah, you have to do more than that. You have to become my butler. I don't know if you watch Seinfeld, but what clay is good for making animal heads and paws? I use this one, Sculpey Original. I like working with softer clay, so this is a softer one. You can get harder ones like Super Sculpey, but yeah, you just you'll find what clay you like working with. I like softer clay, so that's what I sort of go for. But it is just Sculpey Original. And what glue? Just a tacky fabric glue. I use this one, which I don't think they make anymore. So I just use this one. It's just like a clear, really thick glue. And it's just, a craft fabric glue. Being married once, not doing it again. No, I'm not doing it like at all. I don't believe in it. That's my stance on it. Your animals never die. That's right. They're just constantly cool. In a state of coolness. Constant state of cool. Yeah, I did, like straight off the bat. Hi, Hima, how are you? Like straight off the bat. Like I literally pretty much just said hi straight off the bat. Yeah. Oh, That's all nice thing. Happy birthday. "17th, what's that? 2 days. Well, it's the 15th here, so I'll just remember it for the 17th. My date's ahead of yours. It's the 15th here. I'm good. How are you? You're working on some art of your own. That's good. I'm good. What type of art you working on? I've got the lion going here. The male lion. Thanks for all the likes. Your little clay pieces, you've made a few flowers and painted them nice ones. I kind of enjoyed making some flowers. I enjoy making like little props. What's your favorite animal? Oh, my favorite. Sorry, I got distracted. My favorite animal's a tiger. It's not very out there, but it's always been a tiger. So, tiger. You're inspired to work on an art doll. Nice one. What are you working on? My day's been good too. Yes. That needle was getting close. Oh, it's been poked so many times. It's fine. It's the blades you got to worry about. That one did me dirty. I'm still dirty about that one. Needles, whatever. Live and learn. You love your yours is an owl and well, I do want to make a capybara. That's on my to-do list next. I've been wanting to make one for a while. Lions are your favorite? This is a lion. I love Japanese chin dogs or Eastern dragons. Ah, the never-ending story. I've never made that one. Alcohol. Never made that one. It's been done to death though, but I think I've only seen that movie like once. I'm not doing it again. That generation traumatized us millennials with those movies, right? What did they want? What did they want from us? Falco is pretty neat. I see it once too. Yeah. How's my day been? Pretty good. Just slow. I'm toilet training a toddler, so we're just hanging around here. That's the horse, yeah. I forget their names. You've seen a lot of felted Falcors? Yeah, I've seen heaps, so I reckon I've deleted that, suppressed that one. And what was the one from Dragonheart? I think I've spoken about it before. I forgot his name. Forgot his name from Dragonheart. No, not many people actually know about that movie. Draco. Yeah, Land Before Time was on the other day. And I was just like, nah. No. I don't. Actually, I just remembered how much I dislike Sarah. Toddlers, yeah, they are. She's actually doing pretty good. We had no PP in the nappy yesterday, so. And I only just started. So not too bad. She's only 2.5, so learning. I don't like Sarah. That's the. Oh, thanks for the rose. The Triceratops, the 3-horn. Too arrogant. Ducky and Spike. That's who it's about. Too arrogant. Me no likey arrogance. I know that. I read that like not that long ago. Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing a good job. Nothing today though. She hasn't gone in the nappy. You don't either. Good on you. You get a sticker. You love Ducky. Ducky's good. You can't find anything wrong with Ducky. Yeah, I tend to not go for the arrogant characters, so controversial opinion. All right. You haven't had to potty train a toddler in 30 years. I haven't had to ever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go. Story of my life. Oh, my card's full. Doesn't matter. Of course it is. We're all guinea pigs. Yeah, she's a total guinea pig. I know one of my favourite movies growing up was Milo and Otis, and now I know that they like killed so many puppies and cats filming that. I can't wait to watch it again. I didn't even know why it was one of my favourite movies. It's like traumatizing. Awful. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know, right? How could you? Not many people knew about that movie either. Jeez. It's the same with like The Wizard of Oz, all that stuff. Asbestos snow. A Tin Man. Couldn't get the paint off. What a disaster of a movie. Yeah, exactly. Imagine like all the little ginger cats and pugs that they had there. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it was lead paint. The the green one for the witch? That was lead paint, wasn't it? Get a bad view there, TikTok. Sorry. An ass view. Sometimes we just got to get the weird poses happening. So, yeah, I know. And just like no regulation whatsoever or care. What was that movie? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, it was an older movie. One of the scenes where I think like a car or a house explodes or something. It was a guy and a kid, and the car landed on the kid or something. I can't remember what movie it was. Oh, thank you. Yeah, exactly. I wonder that all the time. That's like a general daily thought. It was made in Thursday. Yeah. It was just like totally normal to use awful things. I don't think they were particularly nice to what's her name? You woke up at 1 p.m. That's your day gone there, mate. That's it. Your night sleep's ruined. What's her name? Total mental blank. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. Just wake up in general. Exactly. You wake up and you're like, well, that was stupid. Judy Garland, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I don't think they were particularly very nice to her either. Never learn every morning. Every morning, you never learn. Still keep doing it. It's a really awkward, apologies to anyone that's come in now. Really awkward angle and digressive nature. Yeah, especially to women. I mean, they're still not nice. They're still not nice to us. How many years has that been? Okay. There we go. After I've mangled this, I reckon the legs are too short. Methinks the legs are too short. I reckon I need to add 2. Yeah, legs are way too short. A bit ferret-like. It's not finished, mate. They're definitely too short. Yeah, it's the legs. Yeah, it's easy. It's just a case of popping on and off some joints. That's no problem. Usually I have to adjust. Once I start adding the felting, I have to adjust. Yeah, it's usually the case when I work with these things. It's pretty easy. It just pops off. You know these animals too well, the lions, or just mine. You know, you can just tell. But I don't know if 3 is going to be too much, to be honest. I think 3 is alright. I've made so many big cats, you can sort of tell when you just look at the body. I think I'm going to take I'm not having any luck with these joints lately. I'll make that one a bit tighter. Flying around. Yeah, this is so much easier than doing I used to do get an example. I used to use this for my armatures, which is fine. I still use it for things like wings and that, or something that needs to be thin, which it's fine, but adjusting it is like nearly impossible. But it's got like a little bit of leeway. This is what I use to jam up the. It's perfect. It's like the perfect size. Just using some tissue. It just makes it a bit more stable. It doesn't matter if it's in there. Material is just like a little bit too thick. But yeah, that's better. I think that's a good size. Just add a little bit more felting. The bigger ones are a little bit harder to work with, I find. The medium-sized ones, so it comes in like 3 different sizes. So we've got, small, medium, large. So this is one I pulled apart from something, I can't remember what it was. Medium I use quite a lot, and then the small one is obviously the smaller dolls. So it comes in lots of different sizes. Do I sell them? Yeah, I do. I've got a shop, creaturesandart.com. Got a couple of things up in there at the moment, but all of these dolls, apart from the leopard seal, because that's a commission, they'll be put in my shop once they're done. All right, get another 3. But yeah, I do big ones. I unintentionally do big ones, but yeah, I do big ones too. So there's quite a hefty armature, so it's quite big. The bigger it is, the more the harder it is to work with. And yeah, like that particular size has some drawbacks with the joints that are available. So I have to sort of fashion some joints, which isn't ideal, but yeah, I've done big ones. Toddler size is probably the biggest one I've done. Okay, well that sits nicely. See, it's not loose in any way. I haven't tackled like the life-sized big things yet, which I'd actually probably use a taxidermy form for instead of sculpting it if it ever came down. I have a plan for a really big one. One day I'll do it. Maybe like a wolf or something. It's hard to get taxidermy forms in Australia. Very limited. Oh, thank you for the rose. What makes you want to drag your felting? Yeah, just give it a crack. I mean, there's more like felting techniques that I want to try for things like cat's ears. I think I could make them look more realistic. So there's like a technique that I've seen that I want to give a go. Let's see if I like it. I don't want to get too far into the felting though, because I'm not a needle felter, so I don't want to go down that avenue too much. It's sort of why I've been avoiding it a little bit, but I don't particularly like felting that much to go down that road. But yeah, I think there's like aspects that I can do that would work with some dolls. I'm still experimenting with reptile skin as well. Try a snake. Try to get some realistic snake skin. I think I've settled on a rattlesnake for the next snake. But yeah, their scales are really like uniform and textured, so there's one thing I do want to try, which I will try when I'm doing the Gila Monster skin. There's like a technique that I want to try. I don't know if it'll work that well, but we'll give it a crack. Okay. That's better. And it's hard to tell when I don't have like a mane on it. Like the mane's kind of throws you off a bit, so I need to bulk this out a bit. What if I grab some of this long fur just to have a look? I think that's fine. I just have to bulk that out. A voodoo doll. Someone asked me to make a voodoo doll not that long ago, actually. I think that looks fine. Yeah. I wouldn't want to make that any shorter, actually. The beans. Your dragon, the Game of Thrones ones? Maybe I could do a line with this coloured mane one day. But I think that's fine. It's sort of the length that I'm going for the mane. You can see. I think that looks fine. And those legs definitely needed more length on them. Yeah, I'll leave the neck like that because I think by the time we add all this, it'll look good. I don't know. Hair. Ugh. Ugh. That's a big ugh. Hair and feet. Kind of reminds me of the white line. I haven't seen that. I do want to see that. That's cool that they added a white line. That's on the to-do list. Right, let's make the neck chunky. No, that's like, Nope. Feet are a no-go for me. Especially nails. Ugh. I'm a footist. That make me laugh. A footist hate. Footist. Maybe like the next lot of big cats, I'll do like big cat in like a different colorway. So maybe I could do like a white lion, a golden tiger, What else? I've already done a black jaguar and a king cheetah, so I can't do those again. Maybe just the two, or another tiger. Same. Same. For the head and paws, are you going to add short fur? Yes, I do. So it's called flocking. So I sort of flock the head and blend it in. I can show you this example, although you can't see very well, but I sort of blend it in a little bit. So this is the leopard that I did. I'm trying to show YouTube here, so yeah, so it sort of blends in. So that one's airbrushed. So originally started off white, and then generally airbrush the pattern. So I'll do white fur for the lion, and then I'll airbrush like that tanny color onto it. But the mane, I have to go through my stash of fur and pick some fur that I think will work. Just did some flocking. Flock you. Flock you. Oh, 17 cards. Do you use different fabric? No, generally the same. So it all sort of matches together and flows together. So yeah, generally, unless I'm doing like a different color or something, generally the same. But I've been doing everything in white and airbrushing it anyway, so. Awesome. Okay. Let's put, we're not whacking the table, it's an awful sound. All right, let's build this shoulder muscle. So, shoulder muscle there. Seem to be a bit more stocky than the lioness from looking at the photos, or whether the mane's just throwing it off. But they seem to be a little bit more, I guess, muscular. That's what it is. A star. Thanks. Oh yeah, maybe. Okay, this little elbow joint here. When airbrushing, what kind of ink or paint do I use? So I generally use this one. It's called Jacquard. It's like a textile paint that you can water down, 20% water down. And I use that mainly for airbrushing, or sometimes I use acrylic paints. So if I can't get that right color in that brand, sometimes I just use acrylic paints and water them down. It works well. Never had a problem with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I do water them down so it goes through the airbrush. But generally those Jacquard textile paints. Sometimes some fabric paints don't stick very well either. So if you use like a fabric dye, sometimes it runs off and doesn't like quite stick to the fibers. So there's like no point dyeing it. Basically, you can get synthetic ones, but you know, a tiger will beat a leopard in hide and seek because a tiger wouldn't be smart. Kiwi. Back kiwi. We'll get to the kiwi eventually. Okay, just going to, I think we're almost pretty good with this. Lion. Let's bulk this out a bit. We'll get there eventually. The next batch that I do, I'll do a kiwi, 100%. After this lot of 7. I don't mind bad jokes. All for it. That's okay. Yeah, happy to ask away. Happy to answer. I know when I first started, there was like literally 3 other people doing this. We all had no idea. So there wasn't any tutorials or anything. We're all just winging it. And they were from the States. There wasn't very many people doing it, so there's a lot more now. And Ikea. And Tui. Yeah. I'll get there. Kia would be cool though. Birds are hard. I need to do that feather. I need to work out a good feather. Maybe that'll be a good one to start with. Yeah, I get a lot of like drawing and painting ones on TikTok. I never get any like sculpting things. I don't know why. I think that should be about it. Maybe just fix up this bit. That's that bag done. That whole bag on these dolls. I got another bag. Have I done a kangaroo? Yeah, I've done a few actually. Done 6, I think. Artistic ASMR. Yeah, I think I've done about 6. People from the States are really into kangaroos. Kind of like Bob Ross. Gee. That's compliment of all compliments. Hi Anna, thank you. I know. I know. Not nice. I haven't made a wombat though. I want to make a wombat. That's... Oh yeah. That's it. It's for the people that notice the finer details. Emus are even worse on the roads. See, we don't really have the emus here, so I couldn't tell you. Have the emus. You do paper crafting, mixed media. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. At least I've sort of settled on the one medium. At least I knew I like sculpting, so. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's the one that I showed before. I made a black one as well, but that one sold pretty quickly actually, which I thought the other one would. But I did sort of like a reverse color for that pattern. So I found a fur that had the rosettes on it already, and then I painted it black, airbrushed it whole black, but I wanted the rosettes to sort of still show through. So I tried like a bit of a reverse thing for that one. Funny trying to explain to people that lost the war against emus and kangaroos. I mean, that'd be pretty cool to see one in the wild, but... And a cassowary. The black jaguar. I've got a video on the process. It's as much as I can offer. I actually thought the person that bought it was gonna like try and scam. It was really weird because they had bought it off Etsy, and I just don't really use Etsy. And then they like deleted their account off Etsy, and I was like, do I send this? But that was months ago, so I think it's okay. Yeah, they absolutely have spots. So yeah, I thought that was really weird. And like I had messaged Etsy and they didn't get back to me, and I was like, I just send it and hope for the best. A wild badger? That's sick. That's cool. I want to do a honey badger. I like those little feisty things. All right. What do we reckon? Bit saggy here. That's all right. We can fix that up when we do this. The fur. Have you done a platypus? Yeah, I've done 3. 3, but now that I look at it, I don't like it and would do it again. Right in front of your guard shack. Like your garden. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we don't have much exciting here. Like where I am. Sometimes we have some black cockatoos come past. Very rarely. I guess mainly the parrots. Not so many kangaroos around where I am. In the suburban areas. Oh, actually, there was a kangaroo a couple of months ago, which is very unusual for it to be around here. And I was like, it's going to get hit by a car. Sure enough, I saw it on the road. Is that real? Which one? Chameleon? What do you think? Opinion? Yeah, they're yellow-tailed black cockatoos, these ones, not the red tails, but they have a different sound, so you can tell which ones are the... Nah, it's all polymer clay and fabric. That's squishy. That's polymer clay. That's good. You want the realism. This is what it looks like. So, doing a male lion. That's what they originally look like to start off with. We live in the woods. Oh, moose, that'd be so cool. Cougar. I've actually made a cougar. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't like the black and white badges with the stripes because I thought they were just UK. Lynx is next as well. That's I haven't done like the medium big cats. So I've been wanting to do a lynx. It's just finding that fur is really hard, but I think I found it. One time you came across 3 wedge tails. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen a few around here, but just flying around. The damn snakes, though. Sorry, I should say damn venomous snakes. Not into those. No. I've seen 2 flying around. But, yeah, not on the ground. Yeah, no, they are huge, aren't they? Oh, where they like chop off all his mane. Why would they do that to us, that generation? Okay. Yeah, it looks a bit weird at the moment, but once we get the fur and stuff on, that will be bulked out. I think that's okay. So we have to sort of account for the fur being added. So I generally sculpt my head smaller as well to account for that fur. But yeah, I think that's about it for that. Sort of what it looks like. Kinda. I think it looks good. I think the back legs will sort it out a bit more once I add the fur. It sort of refines it a bit. But I think that'll look good. Obviously not this colour. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like both of them. Well, that's my needle felting done. Hooray. Okay. This the girl. Spicy girl. Mr. Spicy Girl. You like an albino? Oh, I've made a few albino animals. You like the white? Oh, thanks. Alright, well, let's add some fur to this one. I thought about doing a cub too, but I thought that might be a bit excessive. Like, lions aren't my favourite big cats. But I thought about doing like a whole lot of cubs when I finish all of these. Like, I could do like cubs, something different. Alright. This is the fur that I'm going to use. It's very short. Exactly. She is snarly. That's what I was going for, a sassy one. Alright, this is the fur. And I'm going to airbrush it so it's kind of cream. Hopefully I've got enough. Okay, so the fur direction is going that way. Have I done a panda? I have done a panda. I've done a number of pandas. I've done the Calgary Zoo wanted some pandas. So I did a two 2-month-old pandas and 2 4-month-old pandas for them. Life size. And I have done a red panda too. And it had a movable jaw. It was really cute. That sold so quickly too. That went to the States. It is kind of, it's a bit like, I don't know, sticky uppy. Yeah, I'll do the cubs eventually, 100%. I'll do the cubs. Okay. I'm gonna worry about the neck. They are awesome. They're cute. Yeah, this was like a life-sized one with a movable jaw. Again, turned out way bigger than what I wanted. But that's how we roll. I really need new scissors. These are cactus. Thanks for the share. Alright, pin that. The movable jaw, yeah, they're a bit more work. I don't do it for everything. I made a white tiger, which had a movable jaw. Yeah, I've done a few movable jaws, but generally not too many. Okay. Pin this. Yeah, basically that is it. Make a vest. Start out with a vest. So I explained it. Generally, how I explain it, make a vest. legs. Right, cutting. Another. I'll try to keep it sort of to conform as much as possible to here. So release this a little bit. Sort of follow. Okay. Do I sew it or I sew it? So it's all hand sewn. So it's a bit time consuming, but yeah, it's all hand sewn just so I can it's not, if I glue it, you sort of get like those gluey seams and it's like hard. So I sew everything so it's nice and soft. Okay. So the other end. Going to cut feather trim. Right. Then cut a slit. Yeah, I've experimented with gluing, but it's just not good enough. If that makes sense. It's just not good enough. All right. So I'm going to pinch this tight. It's starting to sort of conform a bit more. And I will probably trim this because I do the neck piece separately, because this sort of restricts it a little bit when it's one piece, and I can't quite get it under here either as one piece. So I generally do it as a separate piece. Okay, now same deal for here. Just cut it and follow. Doing it upside down doesn't work. Please tell me. No, they're all fake. I don't use any. This is all fake for sculpted heads. So I don't even use feathers for things. So I don't use anything. But that's good you asked. Some people will always just go off the handle. They just jump right to the conclusion. But no, everything's fake. There's no need to use fake to use real fur. Like there's so many nice fake furs out there. Yeah. I've done like fake lizard skin. So all that's fake. It's just cotton fabric and a concoction of stuff. Do you turn? No, so I use a it's called a ladder stitch, and it's sort of basically when you stitch it, it sort of folds over on itself, basically. So it's an invisible seam rather than it being, sewed like that. So it just sort of folds over like that, and you can't see the seam. Does that make sense? Faux furs, I know it's so expensive though. Yeah, I agree. Just yeah. I'm not into the idea of carcasses, playing around with carcasses. Okay, I think that's looking good. Probably that's okay. So when I sew the legs, I'll sew like a separate piece that goes onto it and just kind of sew it around here. That makes sense. Same with the neck. I'll trim this off so there's not so much, because this here ends up making the posability a bit restrictive. So I generally trim that off so, it sort of pulls on it a little bit and pushes it down. So I generally cut that off. Okay, let's trim this excess off. Yeah. All right. So I'll use these scraps for like doing the fur on the face and stuff, and the feet. I've got another piece of this because I'm doing the Siamese cat with that. Ever had issues with? No, I haven't actually. Surprisingly, I just sent the leopard seal and the Stella sea lion to China, and the guy's like, "Oh, you got to do this, because the customs are all pain in the ass." That arrived fine, no problem. It's like, "Oh, you got to have this, wrap it like this because they're rough and blah blah blah." But nah, no problems. I had one that I sent it to Europe. I don't know which country it was. I can't remember what country it was, but it wasn't France, and it was in France. So don't know, but it arrived. It's probably just like a layover type thing anyway. When you reach to the clay areas, these bits I glue them. So So I'll glue them with that same glue that I showed you before. But yeah, I'll glue it to sort of the end piece here, and then when I apply the fur, I'll try and sort of hide that seam line. But there's like a happy medium between too much glue and not enough. Okay. All right. So that's ready to be stitched up. Okay, it's 2 o'clock, so I've got to retrieve the child out of bed. Is our lady so far? So that'll be sewn up eventually. I'll try and get some sewing done during the week because it's like the most boring thing ever. But yeah, all right. So I'll probably have to jump off now, and I'll be back on Thursday. So a little bit of a time, but yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, and I'll try and get some things done during the week, some sewing, so it's not so boring. Watch me sew. Oh, thanks. Not myself. I'm fully. All right, so I'll catch you guys next week, maybe. This week, next week. No problem. I'll be back. No problem at all. Catch you later.